Hello, everyone. I am Daniel Duque. Welcome to this debate about theoretical component. The debate aims to present and discuss the problematized educational situation identified in Phase 2. Each student will have to present their interactive presentation on their theory analysis report made in Phase 2. Welcome, Daniel Fernando Duque Perez, to this debate.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Fernando Perez and this is my theory analysis report. Index, introduction, key theories, current trends, cognitive factors, social and emotional influence, contextual and cultural factors, problematize and educational situation, conclusion and reference. Introduction. This report analyzed three virtual language learning lessons, applying key theories and current trends in foreign language acquisition to interpret observed scenarios. The purpose is to demonstrate how cognitive, social, and cultural factors influence language learning in virtual environments. The analysis draws on behavioralism, innate sociocultural theory, and crashing monitor model alongside current trends such as neurocognitive approaches, translanguaging, and the role of artificial intelligence in language learning. Key theories, behavioralism rooted in Skinner theory, emphasize the role of reinforcement and repetition in language learning. In the observed virtual lessons, behaviorist participants were evident in activities like repetitive vocabulary drills and immediate feedback from the instructor. For example, in one lesson, students practice verb conjugations through or filling the blank exercise, receiving instant corrections. This aligns with behaviorist ideas of stimulus response conditioning. Skinner, 1957. Sociocultural theory. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory highlights the importance of social interaction and scaffolding in learning. In a group discussion activity, the instructor provides scaffolding by breaking down complex sentences into simple parts, enabling students to participate actively. This collaborative approach reflects Vygotsky's concept of the zone of proximal development. Vygotsky, in Athens. Chomsky in Athens posits that humans are born with an innate capacity for language acquisition, known as the language acquisition device, LAD. One lesson of students demonstrate this by intuitively applying grammatical rules to construct sentences they had never explicitly learned. This suggests the presence of an underlying universal grammar, as proposed by Chomsky, 1965, and Krashen's monitor model. Krashen's theory emphasized comprehensible input and the affective filler. In one lesson, the instructor used visual aids and simple language to ensure input was comprehensible. Additionally, the low anxiety environment created by the instructor's supportive demeanor helped lower the affective filler, facilitating better language acquisition. Krashen, 1982. Current trends. Neurocognitive approach. Recent research explores how brain processes like memory and attention affect language learning. In one lesson, the instructor uses spaced repetition techniques to enhance vocabulary retention, aligning with neurocognitive findings of memory consolidation. Woolman, 2015. Multilingual and translanguaging. Translanguaging, the practice of using multiple languages, flexible, was observed in a lesson where students mixed their native language with the target language to express complex ideas. This reflects current trends in leveraging multilingualism as a resource rather than a barrier. Garcia and Wade, 2014. Artificial intelligence and data analytics. AI-driven tools such as language learning apps were used in of lessons to provide personalized feedback. This trend highlights the growing role of technology in tailoring instruction to individual learners' needs. Looking 2016. Cognitive factors in language acquisition. Cognitive processes like memory, attention, and information processing play a crucial role in language learning. In the observed lessons, students struggle with retaining new vocabulary, highlighting the importance of memory strategies. The instructor addressed this by incorporating mnemonic, device, and visual aids, which align with cognitive theories of information processing. Baddeley 2003. Social and emotional influence. Social factors. Interaction and motivation are critical for language acquisition. In one lesson, a group project fostered peer interaction, enhancing students' communicative competence. This aligns with the interactionist perspective, which emphasizes the role of social interaction in language learning. Love, 1996. Emotional factors. Actually can act as affective filler, hindering language acquisition. In one lesson, a student's fear of making mistakes led to reluctance in speaking. The instructor addressed this by creating a supportive environment, reducing anxiety and encouraging participation. Patchen 1982. Contextual and cultural factors. Contextual factors. The virtual learning environment influenced the ability of input sources. For example, students access authentic materials like videos and podcasts, enriching their exposure to the target language. This aligns with the importance of context in providing meaningful input. Manparent 2003. Cultural influence. Cultural background affects students' learning styles. In one lesson, a student from a collectivist culture preferred group activities over individual tasks, reflecting cultural influences or learning preferences. Offset 1986. Problematize an educational situation. Challenge student engagement in virtual lessons. In one observed lesson, several students appeared disengaged, frequently turning off their cameras and not participating in discussions. This issue highlights the challenge of maintaining engagement in virtual environments, where physical presence and non-verbal cues are limited. The underlying problem may be related to the lack of interactive and immersive activities, which are crucial for sustaining motivation in online learning. Humpel and Stickler 2005. Conclusion. This report demonstrates how cognitive, social, and cultural factors influence language learning in virtual environments. Key theories like behaviorism, natives, and sociocultural theory provide valuable frameworks for understanding observed scenarios, while current trends like translanguaging and AI-driven tools offer a innovative approach to language teaching. The analysis underscores the importance of creating supportive, interactive, and culturally responsive learning environments to enhance language acquisition outcomes. Reference. Thank you so much.
Daniel, I have a question for you. What innovative English learning activities do you propose to address the identify educational challenge?
To address the challenge of lack of student motivation and engagement in English learning, particularly the traditional methods and limit resource.
I propose the following innovative activities for this debate. Virtual and change projects or teamwork. Students interact via video calls or collaborative platforms, for example, Padlet, Google Docs, uh, quizzes, with English learners from other countries or regions to co-create projects such as digital magazines or cultural presentations. This enhances intercultural communication and authentic use of language. Gamify language tags. For example, use of apps like Kahoot, Quizlet Live, or WordWall for vocabulary building and grammar practice through interactive competitions and the use of AI-powered language journaling. Students use AHO bots like ChatGPT or Grammarly Go to write short reflections about dialogues weekly. The AI provides immediate feedback, boosting confidence and autonomy. Finally, digital storytelling. Learners create digital narratives using platforms like Canva, Book Creator, or Storyboard, integrating audio and visual to enhance language skill and creativity.
The second question is what specific resources, including digital tools and materials, do you propose to utilize to support the implementation of your proposed activities?
Yes, the students could use digital tools, FibLive for video-based, speaking text and reflections, Google Workplace, or Docs, Slide, or Jamboard for collaborative tasks. Edmond or Google Classroom as the main learning management platform. Also, YouTube and TED for listening comprehension activities and learning materials as authentic resources such as podcasts, news articles, and interviews, or like bilingual dictionaries, for example, word reference. Maybe CAVR align materials for self-assessment and progress tracking, infrastructure, for example, mobile device for tablets or PCs with internet access, headphones, and microphones for oral interaction tasks.
Okay, thank you. The final question is what methodologies do you propose to use to assess the impact of your proposed activities on language learning outcomes?
Use rubrics for ongoing evaluation of speaking, writing, and collaboration works. Peer assessment and self-assessment through reflection forms, video feedback, teacher observation, and anecdotal records during digital activities. Summative assessment, for example, digital portfolios, complying students, projects, and progress. For example, blog entries, feedback tags, pre and post text to measure vocabulary, grammar, and communicative competence. Also, comparative analysis of performance before and after the intervention is essential for that. Another one, quality feedback. The student surveys and focus group discussions to gather perception about motivation, engagement, and the perceived usefulness of digital tools. So teacher logs and reflective journals to track instructional adjustment and student responses.
Thanks a lot, Daniel, for your participation in this debate. In conclusion, the integration of innovative test-based activities such as virtual exchange, gamification, and AI support writing significantly boosts student engagement and motivation. These dynamic strategies move beyond traditional classroom practices, offering learners meaningful and authentic language use opportunities. Digital platforms and tools not only facilitate language acquisition but also support collaboration, creativity, and personalized learning. Tools like Flipgrid, Canva, and ChatGPT empower learners to take control of their language development, making the process more interactive and reflective. Also, can be informative and summative methodologies allows for a comprehensive evaluation of a student language progress. The use of digital portfolio, rubrics, and self-assessment foster learner autonomy and makes learning outcomes more visible and measurable. This approach highlights a shift towards a learning-centered pedagogy where technology serves as a bridge between linguistic competence and real-world communication as digital literacy. Finally, with appropriate training and support, the proposed activity and resources can be adapted to diverse educational contexts, including those with limited access. Their scalability ensures long-term benefits and potential for broader institutional implementation. Thank you so much for this debate.